I was sent this Am I the A-hole post. It's important to talk about because sleep deprivation is definitely a thing. And many of us mothers know and understand how challenging sleep deprivation is. But what sucks is when it comes at the hand of your significant other. My homegirl Melanie Hamlet has talked extensively about the impacts of lack of sleep on women because of, their partners snoring or whatnot. Anyways, let's talk about this post, and there is an update. She says, Am I the a-hole for blowing up at my sick husband when he asked for help with our toddler? She says, I plan on sending this post to my husband once the verdict is in, whichever way it goes. So I'll add as much of his perspective as I can. Our toddler was sick through the weekend, and I was up with him one night from 12:15 to 2:45 and off and on the next night. I probably got 10 to 12 hours of broken sleep the whole weekend. Yesterday, my husband mentioned he was starting to feel a little sick. Last night, I went to bed early, hoping to catch up on rest. All throughout the night, my husband woke me up way more often than my toddler ever does, even on a bad night. Some of the times were not directly his fault, but other times I felt like he was being inconsiderate. Number one, he snored loudly in my ear. Number two, he asked for another blanket because he had the chills. I told him it was at the foot of the bed. He asked for help and reminded me that he helps when I'm sick and that he'd still do the morning routine with our son. Number three, he had a nightmare I had to shake him awake from. Normal. Number four, he whispered at Alexa to ask for the time. 5, he asked for another blanket. I gave him mine. 6, he made a phone call in bed and left a full volume voicemail to his work to let him know he'd need to take a sick day. 7, at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, he woke me to ask if I could do the wake up routine with our son. I do bedtime, he does wake up. At this point, I blew up. I expressed how mad I was that he woke me up all night long, and now I have to wake up early to do what he said he'd still do, and I don't get to stay home and catch up on sleep. He said I was in the wrong because marriage is in sickness and in health. I immediately got up to get ready. He said I didn't have to start getting ready so early. I said yes, I did, because I start work at 7:30. I barely made it to work on time. I barely make it to work on time when I wake up at 6. And now I have to unexpectedly skip my shower, get my toddler ready, get his food ready for the day, feed him breakfast, drop him off at daycare, and then take myself to work. I said he was a grown man with a cold. He robbed me of the rest I needed and that I'll be sleeping on the couch tonight. At that point, I asked for space, and we haven't talked since. I was late for work, which is a big deal at my job. I might be the a-hole for blowing up at my husband when he asked for support during an unexpected illness. Am I the a-hole for being mad at my sick husband? And the thing is, I get people being sick. I get it. I get, nursing a child that's sick. Hey, I understand nursing 2 children that's sick. But when we're sick as mothers, when we're sick as wives, we have to power through it because no one is taking the time to take care of us when we're sick. We have to grab our own blanket. Sometimes we have to make our own tea. We have to get our own soup. It's just part of it. And we're doing that while taking care of other people. And so I definitely understand why she was so mad, because some of these things, it's like when they get sick and they just completely just can't function. Like women have to go through so much when we're sick or recovering from childbirth or just whatever. And we're expected to just figure it out. But they get to completely fall apart because they got a cold. And it is annoying. And I do not believe that this woman is the a-hole. Okay, so she has an update, and she's making an update based on the things that people were saying in the comments. So that's the reason why some of these things are in quotes. All right, it says, He's sick, be nice. She says, I agree. And I also felt unwell. I was never mad at him for being sick. I was mad about the wake ups and the last minute change in plans that could have been avoided with better communication. Grace and empathy should go both ways. Wait until it's your turn to be sick. We have been together for over 10 years, and we each have the same standard of self sufficiency, but we generally help each other when sick. Soup, tea, meds, the works, within reason. Extra TLC is appreciated, but we're not children. Never have I ever woken him up repeatedly throughout the night. This was an unusual situation that was exacerbated by my sleep debt and his sudden symptoms. Why didn't you help over the weekend? I'm sorry, why didn't he help you over the weekend? He did help a lot during the daytime on the weekend to give me rest breaks because I did the overnight wake ups, but that does not include naps. I find it extremely difficult to take naps, and he knows it. My mind just doesn't turn off until bedtime. He generally can't help with the overnights because of a legitimate medical condition that could worsen with repeated lack of sleep. Husband does all the wake ups and lets me sleep in on the weekends to make up for the overnights. Why didn't you just sleep in the guest room? We don't have one anymore. Why didn't you take the couch if he was sick? Symptoms didn't hit hard until after we went to sleep, which is why we didn't initially sleep separately or change the morning arrangements the night before. Why didn't you take the couch after the first few wake ups? I'm used to a few wake ups. I wasn't expecting the next five. Once I'm physically up, I'm mentally up. If I had gotten up from the bed, it would have been difficult to go back to sleep at that point. Does he have sleep apnea? I have suggested to him in the past that he does and should do a sleep study. He hasn't yet, and I'm not going to make an appointment for him. Snoring and nightmares aren't his fault. I already said they weren't. The nightmares are regular for him. We sleep separately often because of them, per my request. We'll go months sleeping apart, but then he'll say that he doesn't sleep well alone. And since we only have the couch as a separate sleep space, I often cave and let him sleep with me again. He doesn't let me take the couch. Why did you take a sick child to daycare? Daycare's policy is 24 hours fever-free without other symptoms or medication. I could never be married to you. You're so selfish. I wasn't taking applications, but can you feel that actual tension between us, or is that just me? Update. Husband saw the comments and guaranteed me uninterrupted sleep going forward. I again offered to sleep on the couch, but he insisted he take it in the baby monitor. As a compromise, we'll be sleeping separately on weeknights and together on weekends, unless I need to catch up on sleep if one of us is sick. After seeing all perspectives, including husbands, I'll agree that within everyone sucks here verdict, with me being 20% the a-hole. I had a right to be mad, but I should not have blown up. He should be able to ask for help, but within reason. I apologize for being snappy. He apologized for the wake ups. No divorce lawyers necessary. Okay, good. No divorce necessary. Okay, cool. But I do hope that the whole sleep situation gets resolved because we are so sleep deprived, and women, because of the extra hormones, do need that sleep to be able to recharge and do everything, recovery and whatever else that our bodies are doing with these hormones at night. So hopefully she'll be able to resolve it. It is good to come to a story that is resolved towards the end. This person right here says, though, I don't know. I've only just read the original and I would have said not the a-hole. Sleep deprivation is very bad for us, and he was being extremely needy and inconsiderate. 3 bad nights sleep in a row is rough, and it doesn't sound like a normal night's sleep is that great to start with. As someone who knows some Olympic level snorers, they always say, but don't judge me. I can't help it. It's true, they can't help it, but none of them take any responsibility for the havoc it wreaks on their partner. Well, one ex did, but he was not happy about needing to use a simple throat spray before bed. Stopped it dead, though. Glad all that's been resolved. It's good to talk. The comments that I read, most of them were saying not the a-hole, but I'm totally sure based on her edits and updates that people were coming for her. Anyways, like I said, sleep is so important. Please make sure to get your rest. Make sure to drink your water, eat your fruits and vegetables. Take care of yourself first and foremost, and don't let anyone stand in the way of your sleep. Go to a separate room, make other sleep arrangements. We deserve self care. Take care of yourselves. All right, join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And if you follow me, if you made it to the end and you're not yet following me, go ahead and smash the follow button.